the music. Who's this guy? Who's this guy? I love him. Look at him. He looks so grumpy. Who is he? Hey, what's up everyone? My name's katydid.exe. I'm your favorite little bug in the machine, and I'm gonna play Don't Eat the Cashier. What are my pronouns? I'm she, her. Choose your body type. I'm gonna be type 2. What's your name? That's my name. Sometimes I really wonder, how did I end up here? Not that I dreamed of a career as a neurosurgeon or an astronaut, but for crying out loud, working at a gas station? On the other hand, money is money. I sent out resumes to every conceivable and inconceivable place, applying for every position where I could somehow use my degree in art. This hitting close to home. I also have a degree in art. 0 responses. Sounds about right. I had to swallow my pride and find at least something. I found this note stuck to the glass of the bus stop. Human organism wanted for work at gas station. Wow. That's not suspicious. Organism's duties include selling food for mouth, silence and obedience, household tasks, obeying those who are more ancient, friendly team offers, new and old faces of friends, long and different life consumption of nourishment, juicy juices, trips to human places. Food for mouth? Seriously, this guy's got a style of his own. Apparently the manager is just an eccentric dude, or is this their new marketing tactic to grab attention? Whatever, people often told me that I have my quirks too, and that's even if they haven't seen my fursuit. Well, whatever. As long as he's not a complete jerk who'll hit on me or make me scrub the floors with a toothbrush. Aye. That's an eye. I didn't scream. I couldn't move. My brain feverishly tried to find any category for this in its database. Hallucination? Psychosis? Too many energy drinks? A typical middle manager? The monster from my nightmare stirred. Its tentacles crept closer to the counter. My God. The creature made a sound, not from a mouth. It had none. The sound emanated from deep within its bulk, hollow, profound, bone-shaking. Greetings, organism. I am Bob, the indescribable and terrifying consumer of worlds, but you, grain of sand, may call me Manager Bob. Oh no. No. This isn't real. I'm dreaming. I need to wake up. You will sell food for mouths and obey me, for I am ancient. Memorize the rules of this establishment, for my patience is as limited as the salary I offer you. Thanks, Bob. Rule number 1, you sell, no matter what. Chicken food for the mouth, gremlin fuel, noodles made from cursed souls. Oy, look at that. Lottery tickets for extra limb raffles, discount rot, ritual foil, everything must be sold. He points directly at me with that creepy, slimy tentacle. Every miserable unit of currency brings me closer to my triumphant exit from this pitiful hole. I pinched myself, but didn't wake up. Rule number 2, be polite to customers. Ignore bald spots in werewolf fur and watch out for drafts when ectoplasmic energetic entities are in the store. But don't let them get too bold. Customers are just walking containers for currency, and they should only pay in monetary units. Payment in existential dread or hair of the dead is not accepted. Many of them come here just to chat because they are idle and purposeless organisms. Your task is to make them part with their currency anyway. It is also your duty to heal the organisms if they are injured using special kits. If they die, they can't give away currency. Okay, what are we gonna say? Werewolves, ectoplasmic entities, and what the hell are you anyways? Hold back. Excuse me, dear sir, do you mean, you seem to have mentioned werewolves and ectoplasm? We're gonna do that one. My voice is as polite as possible. I managed to compress my primal screaming panic into a tight ball and shove it deep down. Werewolves? And that's not to mention that you yourself are a giant meatball with tentacles, damn you. I shall answer your question, curious polite organism. See, being polite pays off. Werewolves and ectoplasmic entities are just a few examples of the many insignificant life forms that frequent this establishment. What unites them is that they are all slaves to consumption, just like your kind. Oof. As for my nature, I am your immediate supervisor and the guarantor of your future financial prosperity. I'm at a gas station for monsters. I got a job with Cthulhu for minimum wage. This is all you need to know. That really is all I need to know. I fear any more knowledge will surely drive me insane. For the first time, something resembling approval flickered across Bob's many-eyed face. Oh, we got a heart with Bob. Bob! A rare and unexpected display of the grains of wisdom that have not yet left the human species. Embrace your ignorance. Let it become your shield and a direct path to the status of Human Employee of the Month. And what does the Human Employee of the Month get? A cash bonus of 25 cents. I understand that you, human, are already extremely excited about this, but that's not all. You will also have access to the elite manager's restroom for one full work cycle. Wow. During its use, there's only a 7% chance that you will be transported to a dimension of endless pain, suffering, and unimaginable torment. Truly generous. He suddenly places a jar in front of me on the counter. And the last rule, remember, organism, this tip container must be filled with money by the end of your wake cycle. The bottom of the jar is visible. If the bottom of the jar is visible, you will clean the sanitary rooms with this object. Oh, it's a spork. With this object in the dimension of absolute horrors and suffering for 2,510 years. I couldn't take my eyes off the fork, the potential tool of my eternal servitude. At this moment, my mind fully capitulated. Yes, I was hired by a multi-eyed cosmic architect squid. Yes, my clients will be non-humans. Yes, I am being threatened with a fork and eternal toilet cleaning. How could anyone clean anything with a fork? The same will happen if you even think of escaping before the end of your work contract. My ocular sensorium perceives the subtlest of matters. It will detect you in any corner of this pitiful planetary sphere. Crap. I'm stuck here. I'm in a trap. Do you understand, organism? I really want to say 2,510. Why not 2,511? But I fear that will get me in trouble, so I'm not going to do that. Yes, sir. Acceptable. We got another heart with Bob. Acceptable. Goodbye, organism. Good luck in your currency acquisition and button pressing. Could you show me how to exactly do I press the buttons? Point at the buttons on the vending machine. I point at the sticky buttons on the vending machine. Bob's central eye looks at my finger, then the machine, then back at my face. The creature sighs. A tentacle extends from his body with torturous slowness. With the drama of a pianist playing the last tragic note, the tip of the tentacle presses down. Click. Bob waits expectantly. Didn't get it. I want to pick the chaotic option. Didn't get it. No, I want hearts with Bob, so I'm going to say got it. I'm a people pleaser. Your capacity for learning is phenomenal. This concludes the briefing. Remain as polite an organism as you are. He didn't turn around as a human would. His tentacles simply shifted his entire mass in another direction with a soft gurgling sound, and he wandered across the linoleum. Finally, he left me alone. The silence at the gas station was broken only by the hum of refrigerators containing juicy juices and the buzzing of a neon lamp above my head. I stood in the same spot, as if rooted to the ground. My breath returned to me in sharp, uneven gasps. My hands were shaking. The tip jar, which I needed to fill to avoid ending up in a dimension of ancient horrors, still stood proudly on the counter. Okay, so, what just happened? Option 1, I've gone insane. That's the most logical conclusion. Prolonged stress from job hunting, malnutrition, nerves, anxiety, and a disrupted sleep schedule. My brain just malfunctioned. Yep, that's it. I'm going to wake up on my couch in my dingy rented apartment. I pinched myself again. And nothing. I scanned the room once more. It smelled of gasoline and old coffee. It was still absurdly real. And that meant everything he said. It was all true. Werewolves, vampires, tips, the fork. A hysterical mix of laughter and a scream of terror welled up in my throat, but I held it back. I needed to get through this. I needed to... What happened? Oh no, don't tell me that's the first customer. Bells? What the hell? Oh, hello. Shit, where the hell did this clown come from? It took great effort not to look away from those red eyes burning in the pitch of black darkness. Is he amused? Is he wondering if I'm tasty? Bob didn't exactly give any guarantees that I wouldn't get devoured at work. My brain, still recovering from the encounter with Bob, was frantically trying to figure out how to break this ringing silence. What are we gonna say? You can't just appear with the sound of a creepy piano, sir. Isn't it strange that I work at a gas station for a couple bucks, yet you're the one who wears the jester's hat? Good evening, sir. What would you like to purchase? Please don't eat me. I'm just a miserable, tasteless cashier. I'm gonna say you can't just appear with the sound of a creepy piano, sir. Oh, I got a heart with question mark. My deepest apologies. Oh, he's kind of cute. I didn't mean to frighten you, my fair lady. You're right. There's far too much drama in that entrance. What would you prefer for my next appearance? Triumphant fanfare and a cheering crowd? Or perhaps just enough accompaniment from the voices in your own head? Tell me. Will the voices in my head be able to buy this? Thoughtfully look at the nearest counter. Discount rot? Have you tried using the door? Point to the door. That thing? Honestly, I have no ideas. Can we proceed to purchasing of goods? Okay, what do I say? I'm gonna say, have you tried using the door? Ah, yes. Doors, and hinges, and thresholds. Square things. It's so incredibly mundane. Where's the pizzazz? An interestingly shaped doorway? This establishment, I feel, belongs to an incredibly powerful cosmic entity, and all it could come up with is this mundane earthly interior? I have no desire to walk through an arch that doesn't even have carved finials. I don't know what that is. It seems my boss will carve a finial out of me if I don't sell at least a can of soda to the Mad Hatter. My god, another crazy person with a strange way of speaking. And it seems he's in the mood for a chat. So, what is a beautiful, charming lady like you doing in such a dreadful, dirty island of misfortune? Bet you say that to everyone. Or rather, what is a place like this doing with such a charming lady as you? You know me, just hanging out, trying not to die of malnutrition. Oh wait, where are my manners? I suppose I must introduce myself. I have many names, most of which are not fit to be spoken in the company of a lovely lady. The nicest I've heard is the Mad King. Oh, hello, sir. Nice to meet you. A title I plan to pass from me to myself for the coming centuries. I don't know what that means. However, my mortal mother named me Darren. Darren? Now may I have your hand? I mean, he's cute, so... Sorry, my mother told me not to offer my hand to strangers or any other parts of me, sir. Oh, your highness. Yeah. He burst into genuine booming laughter. Your mother was a truly wise woman. A masterful stroke of self-preservation. I haven't been rebuffed so delightfully in, well, at least a century. Others prefer to use enchanted swords and pitchforks. They forgot that words can wound too. Oh, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. But perhaps I can still melt your heart. I have an eternity for that. Literally. May I know your name? Okay. My name is katydid.exe. I am also a queen. The queen of the gas station. My name is katydid.exe, sir. I regret using my full username for this one. I should have just said Katie. I refuse to reveal my true name. Demons always do terrible things with them. That's so valid. My name is Katydid. My friends call me Big D. My friends call me Big D. I refuse to reveal my true name. Demons always do terrible things with them. No, I'm gonna say this. My name is Katydid, but my friends call me Big D, or they would if I had any. What a pity. That name clearly has room to grow. It lacks subjects. How did it happen that there's no one to praise you, Big D? Have you even seen me? Excuse me! I am lovely. No one acknowledges my big as my name talents. That seems to be the problem. Oh, I got a heart with Darren. Oh, I understand what you mean. Your sincere, tender creativity. What a pity that sincerity doesn't pay the bills. Oh, he gets me. Fate is a cruel, clumsy, and tasteless storyteller, isn't it? Don't worry, these fools are to blame for not noticing your paintings with deep biblical references and references to the works of old Japanese animators, and your Pokemon. You're assuming a lot of things about me, Darren. You don't know me. You don't know my art. It's actually back there on the wall, but you don't know me. Yes, finally someone who... No, not the Pokemon. No, not the Pokemon! Forgive me, I just believe that children's art is the most sincere and tender. You know, what I used to draw when I was a child too, long, long ago. This guy's ripping me apart. However, now I paint the world in shades of my own madness, which is also quite fascinating. Indeed, incredibly fascinating. It really does feel like I've inhaled paint. I feel like my brain is turning to jelly. And I don't understand when we finally get to the point. Actually, it's not all that bad. Yeah. We've been talking for 5 minutes, but it feels like an eternity. And I've got to somehow squeeze a tip out of this guy and not lose my mind. Two utterly impossible tasks when dealing with a regular person, let alone another cosmic entity. So let's finally get to the purpose of my visit. Finally. It's completely unknown to me. Darren? Oh, for crying out loud. There's nothing interesting in the assortment of this pathetic shack except for you, so I'm buying your time. Okay, you could pay for it, though. I'm just saying, you could give me some money. I'm lovely. Let's have dinner. I'm sure you must be hungry. Well, this guy comes on strong, but I'm not into it, you know? I like a man who has bells. I don't know what I was gonna say. Oh no. Allow me to create a more pleasant atmosphere for us. I'm shivering from a gust of icy wind. He just teleported half of my gas station to a radioactive dump, or radioactive dump to my gas station. And the jar is gone. My freaking jar! My freaking jar! Ah, put it back the way it was. And the jar! Looks like my rental apartment seems to smell less now. What a wonderful place for dinner. Radioactive cockroaches on the menu? I'm gonna say, put back the way it was. And the jar. You really don't like change, do you? But life is ever changing. Life is not a stone, my dear. Life is water. Yeah, but I don't want to be here. Praise the goat mother. Hell yeah. But since you don't like this current, so let it be. Let me find us something less populated with mutants. I can't go long without familiar landscapes. Already ruined lands make me melancholic because all the fun has happened without me. Disgusting. Allow me. This is something seemingly less radioactive. Oh, it's kind of cute. I like the music. Who's this guy? Who's this guy? I love him. Look at him. He looks so grumpy. Who is he? Amazingly, I haven't thrown up yet. It feels like I've been flushed twice through an interdimensional toilet. I clear my throat. Seems like I'm sitting at a table. Much better, wouldn't you agree? Couldn't be better. This is still not my store. Bob will kill me. It's beautiful here and strange. Is this your home? I preferred the dump. Well, maybe. I feel like this guy likes to chase a little bit, so I'm gonna be like, I'm not gonna be so like into it. I'm gonna be like, I think he likes the chase, so I'm gonna be like, well, maybe. I adore your decisiveness and drive. See? I'm slowly getting used to the landscape. The fireflies here are quite charming. But it'd be better without that frog with a human face. No, I love him! I want him! The frog notices me too. It lets out a sad croak and then looks at me with an expression of deep existential despair. Oh, baby. Say nothing about the Who is that? I want to know. That's Lore, one of the brave souls who dared to challenge my authority, my dear friend who once walked the path of adventure. Aw, hi Lore. However, he didn't foresee the possibility of being turned into a frog on a whim. He even tried to wield a sword with his tiny froggy legs. Fought to the end, a true warrior. Now, however, his foes are mosquitoes and bigger frogs. Tell me, dear, does he bother you? His little existential froggy crisis, I mean. Is it ruining the ambiance? He looks at me with an interested expression. No, I want him to watch. That's the one I'm going to choose, but we'll go through them. Hold on, I don't want to make a decision yet. What exactly did Lorelei do? Lorelei do. Yes, please disintegrate him. Can you remove him gently? He's suffered enough. I don't mind Lorelei. No, I want him to watch. I kind of want to say no, I want him to watch, but I do want to know what he did. What did this walking sack of manure do besides trying to kill me? Oh, plenty. He swung a sword blazing with righteous fury or some such nonsense. He dared to come to my home, a world born of my shattered mind, and dictate what the natural order should be. Such an audacious, vile creature. He made such repulsive noises, clanking, grumbling, shouting, praying, threatening, moralizing. The last part was the hardest to endure. But as it turns out, holiness doesn't prevent frogification, or charification. I found various uses for Lore over the years of our friendship. Oh, the fall of the great Lore, the funniest Tuesday of this century. A Tuesday filled with pomp, irony, and croaking. Okay, maybe you could break the spell. Perhaps he's learned his lesson. I don't think that's going to earn me a tip. Alright, I guess I'd also turn someone to try to kill me into a frog. And got it. Ah! I got a heart! Ha! Exactly, my dear. You see and understand. It's simple cause and effect. Action and reaction. I kind of wish I had chose I want him to watch. I love him! He's my friend. He who comes to me with a sword shall leave as a frog. That's how it went, right? Oh, you are truly a kindred spirit, Katydid. I knew there was a delightful darkness behind those beautiful eyes. Oh, thank you. My eyes are quite beautiful. He looks at me with an interested expression. No, I want him to watch. Watch life pass him by. See us enjoy dinner more than just mosquitoes and swamp water. My dear, you are a treasure trove of delightfully dark little surprises. So dinner, I'm sure you must be starving. Traveling between realities must be exhausting. What is this? This looks strange, but it smells delicious. Meat with honey? Girl, I'm not eating that. Next to the meat, a purple soup, possibly made from the less fortunate cashier. I have food. I got texture issues. Let's not do this. Whether the food is poisoned or not, if I refuse, His Highness might turn me into a frog, so I pick up a fork from the table. And this is the most delicious thing I've ever tasted. It's 100 times better than those cheap instant noodles I usually buy in the supermarket. Even the fact that I'm currently in some other universe surprisingly doesn't seem to harm my appetite. It seems you enjoy our cuisine. My chefs have always managed to cook well, on those occasions when I noticed it. I assure you, you won't regret this dinner, at least not for the first half hour after the meal. What? What does that mean? Okay, these are our options. Yes, thank you, you are very kind. This is the best purple goo in my miserable life as a miserable cashier. Why are you doing all this? The dinner, the teleports, and all that. Thank you for the food on my plate not staring back at me. I'm gonna ask, why are you doing all this? I got another heart! Why? What a delightfully pointless question, even by my standards. Damn. I do it because I can. I do it because the alternative is crushing, gray, predictable boredom. Boredom, boredom, boredom. I brought you here, Katie did, because for the first time in a very, very long time, you are not boring. Aw, thank you. Because you fear me less than my subjects do, and you can hold a meaningful, albeit questionable, conversation, unlike my subjects. Believe me, when your interlocutors' mind is as sturdy as wet paper, all the joy of conversation quickly evaporates. Maybe it's because you keep turning them into animals? I'm gonna say that. That's exactly what I mean, my dear. What an amazingly insightful observation. You are a thorn in my sinful side. However, it's only punishment for the most audacious ones. A ruler, both god and monster, but no one ever wants to see the other side. And that's truly a pity. What if it's as good as the first side, or conversely, terrifying? It would be so exciting to find out. I poke at the food with my fork and watch the peculiar scenery from the corner of my eye. A silence hangs between us that might even be called cozy, were I under heavy narcotics. What's your favorite animal, or don't ask silly questions, return to eating? I don't know what he'll like better, but that's definitely my type of small talk. It's like, so, do you like being a king? I'm gonna return to eating. Fewer words, fewer chances of catching a deadly magic projectile or something worse. By the way, how does the meat taste? Is the human flesh tender enough? Ah! No. That's awful. Deeran, what the hell, man? We were starting to get along. My fork freezes halfway. Vomit. Why the hell is there human flesh on my plate? Swallowed difficultly. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Quite tender. Not as tasty as the one I had the day before yesterday. Chewing while looking him in the eye. You're the law here. I'm gonna say that one. I meet his gaze slowly and with all authority. Place a piece of meat in my mouth and begin to chew without breaking eye contact. I can't remember ever seeing someone so shocked in my life. His mad grin vanishes. His eyes widen and his own fork freezes halfway to his mouth. Oh no, did I pick the wrong option? For one precious, glorious, sweet moment, the Lord of Chaos is completely and utterly baffled. Oh! I got a heart. I know what men like. My dear, you are a true treasure. You didn't just call my bluff, but raise the stakes to the sky. No, it's certainly not human. Okay. Thank you. Just venison, as far as I can tell by taste, is not very intelligent. Oh, it's definitely not Timmy, our carpenter, who unexpectedly disappeared near the large kitchen cauldron, perfectly sized to fit in. Definitely not. I've personally issued several decrees related to cannibalism, perhaps even concerning its prohibition, but that's besides the point. I rarely have visitors, and I'd like to tell you about the other interesting guests. After all, it's the most fascinating thing I can share with you. For a place where mushrooms with eyes grow, it can be incredibly dull here. Shadows in the clearing thicken and stir. They detach from the gnarled trees, rising up from the ground like black ink and spread across the wall. Dancing and intertwining, they prepare to perform at their master's whim. Behold this incredibly crooked castle, my dear. Crooked to the point of absurdity, sadly. In reality, its curves look far more aesthetic, but give the creator some leeway for expressiveness. Many brave and not so bright souls have tried to conquer this terrifying, dark, eerie, crooked castle. So many that it became even more crooked. You see, the dreadful monster living there never liked being distracted from its important duties. Terribly important duties, like having long, deep conversations with its own reflection or concocting recipes with raisins. Ah, what a terrifying monster! So far the scariest thing in this story is the presence of raisins. Listen silently. I'm seeing now that there's like save, so I'm wondering if there's like the potential of dying soon. So I'm gonna quick save. I'm gonna say so far the scariest thing in this story is the presence of raisins. Deeran gave me hearts. Deeran likes me. Yes, you do understand. They're a real horror, aren't they? Tiny shriveled bits of deception. They pretend to be sweet, but they are just made to ruin. They ruin lovely cookies, ruin family photos. They have no place in civilized society. Oh, how I understand them. The monster was a tyrant, a menace. The monster was a tyrant, a menace. He sowed chaos and disorder, mostly on purpose. He had countless opportunities for creativity and wasn't afraid to use them. He made some people believe they were pigeons and others that they were grains. He wouldn't allow his best servants to have windows, fearing that the moon and both suns would get envious and want to take them away, and he demanded they seal the gaps in the doors as well. He locked wizards who came to him for magical gifts in a giant laboratory and promised them power if they invented a kettle that could boil everything except water. Did they invent Did they eventually invent the kettle? Invent it? Oh, they did much more. After 11 years of failed prototypes, a few explosions, and chemicals running away on their own legs, they succeeded. The kettle could boil even bright memories, but not water. Water would instantly freeze, explode, and file for divorce. I immediately rewarded them with a new invention idea, a cup with a sealed top and without a bottom. Let's see how they handle that. But I digress. But behold, a ray of light in the Dark Kingdom. The first hero, Sir Lorry the Righteous, in all of his clanging, self-important glory. He took a knee to rest briefly because the weight of his righteousness was bad for the health of his poor back. Following rumors spread by the same monster, he fought his way through the monster's loyal subjects to... By the way, where did he even find them? Most of my subjects are too busy contemplating the color of suspenders for their suspenders, or lamenting their fate. I cherish them in their imperfection. Anyway, it doesn't matter. They were probably the most restless of them. Every story needs minions. If I could read for a second, that'd be great. In any case, our hero descended into the Grotto of Despair, the Grotto of Tentacles. Imagine the most sinister name you can conjure. The Grotto of Tentacles is pretty gnarly. The Grotto of my parents disappointment in me. The Grotto of Kidney Stones. The Grotto of Despair sounds about right. Indeed, it's a place where one can so wonderfully despair. Let's not get sidetracked. Into the Grotto of Despair, our hero descended to retrieve an artifact capable of defeating the Monster King. The Ring of Incredible Power. A bit shoddily crafted, but I assure you, it looks more aesthetic in real life. However, the brave knight didn't know that the incredible power of the ring lay in its 440-pound weight, that it was not only magical property. The only incredible thing about this ring was its incredible stupidity and uselessness. The realization that he had spent weeks of his life on a divinely heavy paperweight, and the sudden crushing thought that he should have become a baker instead of a hero just to get some sleep. Well, it broke his poor noble mind. Not that his mind was ever intended for serious burdens. Yes, to hell with you. Sorry, Laura. I love you. A bit of gloating, a touch of delightful deserved cynicism. Oh, splendid. How wonderful that we shared this dish together. So the knight perished. But then, along came Elmer Eagle-Eye. They say he earned his nickname by escaping from an enemy fortress. On the third day of his captivity, he noticed that the prison cell was lacking the fourth wall. An archer of legendary skill who tried to kill me with a precise shot. Constantly. During breakfast, while bathing, at balls, during sleep, and even while I was devising a plan to get rid of him. The audacity. I hate just killing them. Turning them into madmen is much more fun. And I bestowed a little curse upon the elf as well. I made it so that every time he drew his bowstring, he would hear the most annoying melody to his ears. Elmer was a terrible racist. He hated dwarves. Oh my god. So naturally, the melody became the national anthem of the dwarves, played in a loop by a bagpipe orchestra. The pure rage it provoked derailed his aim every time. I mean, Elmer, come on, man. Eventually he stormed the castle, dropped his bow, and begged for a job at my court in exchange for changing the song to anything else. He was desperate, and I was a villain. Everything aligned incredibly well. Now, he's my royal huntsman. The dwarf march is replaced with a lively elven sea shanty, and let no one dare accuse me of being callous and heartless. Now he has a salary, good food, clothing, entertainment, and a full guarantee of non-dismemberment. You missed the opportunity to change his dwarf national anthem to dwarf serenades. I don't know what that means. Happy ending, right? For me, absolutely. I've never had such a good hunter in my life. I've never quite figured out where he gets all those species of animals, but no matter. And finally, the witch. In a classic giant hat, under which you could easily fit another witch. She tried a different approach. Seduction. She attempted to charm me, to gain my trust, to become my spouse. A fatal miscalculation. She didn't consider the fact that I never trusted big hats, or people, especially when both come hand in hand. What am I looking at here? What's this? What am I looking at? And those who wear suspenders and a belt at the same time. A person who doesn't even trust their own pants certainly doesn't earn the trust of His Highness. Then again, I don't trust His Highness either. I don't trust myself, especially the left side of my brain, especially on Thursdays. But back to hats. This guy's nuts. I mean, that's the point, but I hate big hats too. Oh, got another heart. You are my kindred spirit. Those hats are so pretentious, so self-assured. They block the view, get stuck in doorways, and always hint that the wearer is compensating for something. Usually a lack of magical talent, or a pitiful personality, and that's on a good day. You, my dear Katie, did have impeccable taste, in headwear and consequently in everything else. It's a scientifically proven fact. Thank you. Meanwhile, the witch was quite overt in her murderous intentions, jingling with all her concealed weapons. Why does a witch need so many hidden blades? She must have been very bad at witchery. In any case, she now resides in my dungeon, and you see, I haven't decided what to do with her yet. Oh, creepy. Her fate is a blank slate, a story yet to be written, so I offer you the pen. I simply adore random choices. Give me yours, Katie did. What punishment befits her? Oh shit. Wait, does he really want me to decide what to do with a real person? Can I even save her? And does it matter what I choose? Everything here follows his whims anyways, but as long as I play the circus monkey, I have a chance to get out of here alive. Maybe I should just entertain him. Damn, what should I do? Okay, we have 3 choices. I think the craziest thing would be to spare her. No one would expect that. I feel like he's gonna see through that. Turn her into a hat, a small one. Or I refuse to decide her fate. I don't know, he kind of likes when you stand up to him, so I'm gonna quick save here. I refuse to decide her fate. How incredibly disappointing. Oh no. You're offered a blank canvas of another's existence, a chance to paint a masterpiece of suffering or comedy of errors, and you choose not to pick up the brush? You choose dullness and boredom. Well, if that's your quiet harbor, my dear, so be it. I'll decide what to do with the witch myself. Something's missing from this tale. You never told me about the monster itself. Dear, who cares about these monsters anyways? I do. If monsters are the muck, then I'm the pig, you see. How eloquent. Alright. I must admit, this will be my first performance like this. Deeran sounds a bit bewildered, it seems. Allow me to just toss my mind up and see how it lands. You see, the monster was originally much more modest and less majestic, but we all have to start somewhere, right? Then, my head suddenly becomes a bit crowded. First whispers, then arguments, then full-fledged discussions that had to be participated in and involved inanimate objects. What is this guy yapping about? He's a big old yapper. Guest in a jar's... I'm struggling. I'm fighting for my life with this text. Why did I choose a game where I have to read? This is stupid. Guests in ajar doors, closets, even in cookie jars. Every container a potential foe, and I was surrounded by containers. To be fair, sometimes they told funny stories. But why was I afflicted with this curse? Pondering it drives me mad, even more so. It seems the question is meant for me. Were you cursed for arrogance? Greed? Maybe you touched a cursed artifact. Maybe some ring of yours. Does your family have anything in common with the Habsburgs? Did you touch a cursed artifact? Dear, I'm afraid you've confused cause and effect. It is I who drives rings mad, not the other way around. Any poor innocent artifact I happen to touch might start screaming uncontrollably or trying to ask those around it about the meaning of their lives. No, I'm afraid it's a bit more banal. It's all about rotten blood. Too pure, I beg your pardon. My great-grandfather issued a decree forbidding death from old age, and a distant aunt believed a colony of sentient mold was living in her walls, claiming her inheritance. But I always thought that I would be spared this fate. It had to be temporarily isolated, to avoid embarrassing guests at royal balls with the young prince pointing at noble lords and saying, "Haha, the gnomes finally got out from under my bed." What is this guy yapping about? Like, give me a tip, you know? Come on. We're wasting daylight. What a misfortune for the entire family, except for those in line for the throne before me. My death would have solved many problems for my family, and indeed many of my own problems too. I made a decision. We made it, to be precise. There was already a whole council of us by then. However, Chaos had other plans. A god, a goddess, a cosmic clerical error. I don't know. Something ancient and terribly bored found itself a new source of entertainment. It offered me a throne, my own corner of reality to rule, where the fragments of my mind would become the laws of the land. No more restrictions or pants for my subjects if I wished. Or pants for my... Oh. My subjects at first, they disagreed, but then they came to terms, or their minds changed to fit the new realities. And here I am. A dramatic silence ensues. Perhaps I am the first being to hear the story in the century of his existence. I must choose my next words carefully. Oh. Will you give me a tip? Will you give me a tip? I really sympathize with you and all your multiple personalities. So you're still in a cage. It must be rather lonely here. Shake your head. How can you just lock a family member in a tower? It's unthinkable. Thank you for the story. So you're still here in a cage? It must be rather lonely there. No. No cages. More like a playground with surprisingly silent infants. But I don't blame them. I have the best shovel. It's no wonder I embarrass them so much. Or maybe it's because I love to create explosions. Tell me, have you ever been exploded? Or, no, don't tell me. Let it be a surprise. No, don't explode me. Do you really sympathize with someone who dragged you into his dimension to tell silly stories and feed you purple goo? People never cease to amaze me. Oh, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna nod meaningfully. The shadow finally dissolves into nothingness. What happened to that witch anyways? Did I harm her by doing nothing? Alright, to hell with it. I should be worrying about myself first right now. I'm afraid royal duties await me. Our time is up. I shall send you back, Katydid. The light is blinding, even with my eyes closed, so unusual after all this darkness. The jar is full of money. It was all worth it. Greetings, organism! How is your work progressing? Oh, Bob gave me a heart! I'm kind of into Bob. I see the first transaction was successful. Acceptable. This still does not save you from the threat of cleaning sanitary facilities, but it is a wonderful starting point for your entire tiny life. The very first client sent me into another dimension and nearly turned me into a cash register. Work is going well, sir. Can I quit? I'm gonna say work is going well, sir. Excellent. Maintain this level of productivity. You may be rewarded with an additional 5-minute feeding break if you can find food. Rejoice in my generosity. Thank you, Bob. Continue working. I am experiencing a positive emotional reaction. I am proud of you, and I will be even prouder if you acquire even more currency. Goodbye, Mr. Manager. My mind departs from you, and the organic form follows. Bye, Bob. He slaps across the floor to his office. As soon as Bob's rhythmic, wet slaps fade away, a deep silence descends on the station. One moment I'm in a surreal forest dining on purple goo with a mad god. The next moment I'm being praised by a multi-eyed tentacle monster. Maybe these are just my deathbed hallucinations.